Well, if you've ever considered buying a guitar or an amplifier or pedal from another country and having it shipped to your country, this is the video for you. I'm Steve, hope you're doing fantastic today. And I bought a Fender road-worn Stratocaster, brand new one from Andertons in the UK, in Guildford, London area, England. And I'm in the USA in the Atlanta area. And I had never bought something from overseas. So in this video, I'm going to explain what I bought, the type of guitar I got. It's really cool. And then I'm going to go through how much it cost, taxes, fees. I'm going to tell you everything. And we're going to get into shipping. I had no clue what to expect. Was it going to take a month to arrive and get stuck in customs? Or was it going to be, a week and be easy? I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to show you everything as I dive into that. And then over here, we're going to look at, Andertons. You're quite familiar with them. They have an amazing YouTube channel with so much stuff, so many great videos, and an online store where they ship worldwide. But let's look at what I ended up buying. First of all, the 60th anniversary, if I click on this right here, Andertons, last year was their 60th anniversary. And I guess they opened up their doors in 1964, so they commissioned two limited edition road warns from Fender, 100 only 100 made Telecasters and 100 Stratocasters. And on the day that I purchased this, which was the day before Christmas, I wanted the Stratocaster, but it was sold out. This is Christmas of 2024. Now, today, on February 3rd, 2025, they're back in stock. I'm not sure why. By the way, February 3rd, that's the day the music died. Buddy Holly, his plane crash went down in 1959. I grew up loving Buddy Holly music. He was before my time, but it was so cool and so influential and fun. And I watched the Gary Busey Buddy Holly story, the movie, the Buddy Holly story. So if you haven't checked that out, go look up Maybe Baby, the Buddy Holly story online on YouTube. Just a very cool rendition. Anyway, back to this. So they were celebrating their 60th anniversary, and they worked with Fender to get 100 Stratocasters and 100 Telecasters created. And these weren't the usual road warns. If you're familiar with the road warn series, I'm going to hop into the Tele over here. The usual road warns have a lot of different dings and scratches and scrapes, and the neck is pretty beat up and worn. And what they did was they wanted a closet classic finish, which basically means it's almost like new old stock, except the neck was very much new feeling. It's all nitro lacquer. That's one of the big things I wanted right there. But it doesn't have all that worn look. And there's some slight checking going on here or there on the headstock, and you can tell it's sort of like a faded. It's not faded. It's not satin either. It's like a nitro guitar sat around in a case forever. And for what got to do my math, 60 years. And so duh. And so it's a really beautiful guitar, but I wanted the Strat version. And, as I click through these pictures right here, you got Lee Anderton right here with the Strat and the Tele. And I was like, man, I wanted the Strat. But the day I looked, which was the day before Christmas, it was unavailable. If I go back a page, it said it was sold out. I was like, shoot, I guess they sold out of their 100. Well, I called them. Or wrote them, and I said, do you have any available? And they said, you're in luck. A couple cancellations came through, and I was pumped. So in a minute, I'm going to go through the checkout process and actually show you the store when I check out and how much the money was and all that. I'm going to sort of pretend that I'm buying it again. But first, let's hear the guitar in action. So this is from one of their videos. I'm going to switch around a few times.
Welcome back to Andertons TV, everybody. Mr. Pete, Mr. Lee.
Hello.
Joining you today on this auspicious day because if you haven't worked it out, 2024 is our 60th anniversary.
That's so cool.
Anyway, right, so we got
do that.
Fender case, this is included.
Nice case. And I'll go for this side.
Lucky, lucky.
So there it is, the Telecaster. And if I go a little bit further on, let's see, they put this one, they get the Strat out.
These are road-worn guitars, so coming out of Fender's Ensenada factory.
Enchilada. let's have a listen to that.
You had the vintage 64
Yeah.
pickups in USA ones. I've got the custom shop Fat 60s, which sound mega. So this is no pedals straight into the V40 Deluxe. It's everything you want a Strat to be, you know, fat and juicy, not too much mid-range. Neck pickup, what's not to like? No pedals, no compression, no nothing.
Oh man.
And again, this is my absolute, I still love this combination. One platumnus, everything set pretty low, into the Dane.
I'll pause it there. What a very cool series of guitars. It's really exactly what I wanted, except...
Normally with road worn.
Click that play button too much. Except I would love a blue one. Andertons and Fender, if you're listening, I want a tropical turquoise version with a maple neck. Tropical turquoise, the Eric Johnson one, a beautiful blue. Sort of a surfy kind of feel. But I like the red. And again, I wanted one from Andertons. And go watch the whole video. They're very cool. But especially being nitro, lacquer, and road worn in the sense that there's a little bit of just, you know, again, checking. You can tell it's not literally new old stock, but it wasn't this fake feeling on the neck or bare wood feeling on the neck. So what I did is they were sold out, and they said, add the Telecaster to your cart and we'll switch it, because the Stratocasters, I literally couldn't click the add it to my cart button. Well, I saw the price. I'm like, $14.99. I'm like, how much is that? So I went over here and I did the math. I'm like, oh, yikes. $1,860 US. The road ones before were about $12.99 brand new in their previous run in the United States. You know, about $1,300, and you might be able to get 10% off or whatever at a store. And after tax, well, this is considerably higher. And so this is converting pounds to dollars. And I thought, well, let me just start with the process and see. I'm not sure I want to pay that much money. You know, a lot of people are like, it's a made in Mexico guitar for that kind of price. You're getting close to the American Vintage 2 series, you know, which is a little over $2,000 US. So anyway, I added the Telecaster to my cart, and I was pleasantly surprised that the price dropped to $1249.17. And then I saw shipping, because if you create an account and put in your shipping information, turns out that in my area is about $90. I'm like, I'm used to free shipping in the US when I buy from Sweetwater. And now I'm paying $90 for shipping, but for $13.40. And so then I was like, okay, what's $13.40? And I come over here and I'm like $16.59. I'm like, still, it's a little high. And the reason why it was less, though, it dropped instantly when you're in the US and you add something to your cart, is this, the $14.99 price included VAT. And I think, what is it, value added tax or something like that in the UK or in the, in Europe. It basically is this built-in tax across all the countries, and it doesn't apply to the USA, at least. So I'm not sure what your experience is going to be like, but when I did this, I instantly got a $250 off. I was like, okay, cool. So then I got it. I paid for it. I decided to get it. So I bought the Telecaster. They flipped the order and said, you're now confirmed to get a Strat. Well, that was December 24th. And I knew I was placing it the day before Christmas. They're going to be closed for a few days. And then New Year's was in the middle of the week the next week. It was a very odd time. And I basically didn't bother Andertons until like January 7th or 8th or whatever. I gave them plenty of time, which would have been like a Monday or Tuesday after the New Year's week. Long story short is I basically gave them almost 2 weeks before asking, because I didn't get an email that said, hey, your order's been shipped. And so I wrote them, and turns out, of course, they were multiple holidays, Christmas and New Year's, in the middle of the week each week. And then, maybe some people were sick or out or whatever like that. And I'm like, cool, I'm not really in a hurry. It took another week or so for it to ship out. I wasn't in a big rush. I think normally they're very fast. I just hit them at the wrong time of the year. Normally, I think they get this done in a day or two. Anyway, they shipped it out on like a Monday, and it was in my hands in my house on, I believe, a Friday, which was sort of blew me out of the water. So 5 days later, I get this package from DHL. I don't live in Times Square in New York City. I can tell that's where that is, I think. Or maybe that's, well, I think it's Times Square. Yeah, West 43rd Street. I'm in the Georgia area, but a truck about like that came up. So it wasn't some massive, weird, giant semi, something like that pulled up to my house. So it was literally in London Heathrow Airport on a Monday morning, and it was in Atlanta, Georgia, in my house on a Friday afternoon. So 5 days. Now my total out the door price ended up being $1,730. I'm not sure why. I think maybe it was the exchange rate at the time. That's probably it. The pounds to dollars exchange rate at the time. So I ended up paying that. So just, figure out what your price is on Anderton's site, including shipping and all that, and then go check out your exchange rate of the day. Now, another thing I'll also say before I go into my unboxing video over here is let me fast forward back. I'll hit play. Gibson, I added a Gibson guitar to my cart later, just for fun, and it said it was not available to ship to me. It wasn't available to ship. I'm going to pause it real quick and explain the box. Meaning, I think some manufacturers don't allow Andertons to ship to the United States. I'm not sure why, but a Gibson I couldn't. And maybe it's because they don't like the idea of shipping them all over countries to countries. It's sort of pointless. But anyway, Fender was one of those that let Andertons ship to the United States back, and it worked out great. So the box came in the big Andertons box that you just saw right there. I think I sped it up here for speed. It was a gloomy, nasty day in January here, rainy and all that stuff outside. And so it was a box within a box. So you can see there's the Fender box right there, which was in the Andertons box. So it was double box. It wasn't like mega padded, but you got to remember, this is a guitar inside a case, inside a Fender box, inside an Andertons box. So it was totally like Andertons didn't need to like fully bubble wrap around this interior box. And also one cool thing about the case, that's why the price I realized was so good for me, is I had a black Fender case already. I sold it on Reverb. I made $100. I hit play. I sold it for $100 because I was getting a new case here. That was one of the bonuses of getting this guitar here, is that it came with a case. So now the Fender one, take out some padding, and there is the case. So I got a brand new case out of this and a brand new guitar. I got a piano, and I put my piano bench right there, and there is the Fender case. I sort of examine it, looking around at, I don't know, the locks and the pegs and all that stuff. Man, I forget how like jacked I am. I'm like ripped in this video. Yeah, I'm sort of examining it. Brand new cool case. The one that I had, the guitar goes right down the middle of the case. This one goes at an angle when you open it up. And here we go. Here's the big reveal. I'm going to pause. So you can see there into my dining room, the Andertons box, the Fender box, and here it goes. You ready? Now, beautiful, beautiful. In reality, yeah, I'm pumped. I'm like, oh yeah. In reality, if it looks a little pink or a little Tahitian coral kind of deal it's not. It's like a good Fiesta red. It's got a mint green pickguard. It has fat 50s pickups in there and mint green back. It's got that Andertons plate right there. There you go. There's a close-up right there. I'm going a little fast in this video. For anybody that's wondering, I'm a big stickler on the tint of necks. I don't like the orange necks from Fender on the Vintage 2 series. I like a tan or a golden or a light tan, which if you know Nacho Libre, you'll remember that reference. So there's the Andertons little logo right there. This is definitely a good tan. It's darker than I probably would have picked if I had a choice, meaning it's a dark golden. It's not orange at all. I don't like orange necks. Now, also, it has a stunning rosewood fretboard, and these are dark. That's one of the coolest things if you go watch the Andertons video. The necks are really dark. Mine is not red, and it doesn't have a bunch of like light dark streaks in it. So there's the Fender case, little promo card from Lee Anderton, and if I open up this dude, there's all the case candy. One of the cool things, that road worn, see that little road worn label over there that I think I pick up? Fender made those forever ago, and they're still doing them. I think that's really cool. I'm glad they kept that logo. And there is my signed card from Lee Anderton and Fender. He signed it himself on, what was the date? Let me see what day he signed it. He signed on October 28th, or 2810, as they say in the UK. And very cool. Yep, so it's made in 24. The guitar was MX24, and it's signed by Lee Anderton himself, which is cool. And get that out of the way. I think I speed up again. Now that's really cool. It came with the bridge cover right there for a Strat. I haven't put it on yet. I've never owned a guitar with one of those. I think it's really cool. This is essentially, you're almost getting a custom shop guitar for this kind of price. Of course, it's made in Mexico, and I'm not saying it's custom shop, but you're getting all the appointments in that closet classic finish. And so there's the guitar in its finished state right there. And I don't think I can I click and zoom in. I can't click and zoom in. All right, video's over. And so that was my experience with them on that guitar. It's a gorgeous guitar, and let's look at some of the specs of it real quickly, and I'll sort of talk through it here. So that's Lee Anderton talking about the 60th anniversary. There's him signing the cards. Who knows? Maybe that was my card right there waiting to be signed next, but it has a nitro road-worn finish, carefully stored away for the last 60 years. We've ordered 100 FSR Andertons of both. So I agree. So I said Fat 50s earlier, Fat 60s. It's a 60s guitar. Fat 60s Strat tones, turned up to 11. I love it. They're basically super, hot pickups. Good old vintage tone with that hot deal, and a hard case, which is very cool right there. And if you're wondering, let me go down here. Alnico 2 magnets. What I was going to do is go back to the neck width and all that. Let me see what we got here. So it's a 60s C. I like a modern C-shaped neck. It felt good. It was not too small and not too big. I don't like big, thick necks. Normal scale length. The rosewood was great. They're all dark. 9.5 inch fingerboard radius. I like a good modern. I like a vintagey looking guitar with some of the modern appointments. So 9.5 is great. 21 medium jumbo frets. Synthetic bone, real bone would have been cool, and then classic nut width. Vintage style truss rod adjustment, which is cool with me. So there's the Fat 60s. They're custom shop Fat 60s as well, and then it had the normal switching. There's nothing special. There's no pull, push, or S switch or any of that kind of stuff like that. Mint green, very cool guitar. So that is my new Stratocaster right there in Fiesta Red. So Fender Andertons, get that tropical turquoise with a maple neck. If I didn't say it before, tropical turquoise, maple neck. Exactly like this, and I'll buy one from you fast. And now you've seen the guitar. So what did I think of Andertons and their shopping experience overseas? Well, I give it 5 stars. It was really easy, and it was fun and seamless. And even though I paid a little bit extra in shipping, I feel like I'm getting a one-of-a-kind instrument, or a unique, well, it's one of 100, but to me, it's very limited edition. Cool case, cool guitar, cool story, and they did great. So, I give them my highest marks for Andertons. Hats off. All right, I'm Steve. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think if you bought anything from overseas. And if you haven't, hit me up in the comments with any questions, and I'll see if I can help. Catch you later. See you.